Welcome back to another episode of the Red Pill Cartel. I have two awesome gentlemen here, one of which you have probably listened to a few episodes back, Mr. Kunal Chakravorty. How are you, brother?
Good man, how you doing?
Fucking fantastic. And
Amazing.
another awesome individual who is a mentalist professionally, who goes by the name of Bobby Motta. How are you, Bobby?
Hey, how are you? Good to see
Fantastic, man. It's cool that we got this planned like short notice, so it was kind of cool that we just kind of
Yeah.
jumped in and we all got together here. So yeah, man, fuck. You are going on a comeback tour
yeah.
for how long have you been kind of like out of commission, so to speak, or have
Well,
you been?
I had an accident in 2018, February 2018, and that took me out of the game I was in a coma for about 5 months.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so after that, I started relearning things, watching old videos, and I had a few shows here and there, and I slowly came back into the world of what I do, and it's been interesting. So I'm relearning everything. I had to learn how to talk. I couldn't speak. I had a speak language pathologist. I had a occupational therapist. I had a daily assistant. I had a personal support worker. I had a whole team of people. My job was recovery for 3 years. So after that, which ended like a little while ago, I became a little more stable and relearning my stuff and did a few shows here and there. And I am now working with Canal, and hopefully our shows are going to continue to get bigger and bigger, and I'll be back doing my thing.
That's
Oh,
amazing, dude.
we're gonna
Go ahead,
connect,
Kunal.
bro. Bobby, I was just gonna say, can you come more into the frame?
Uh,
So just tilt your phone up. Yeah, that's good. Much better. Yeah, I
So
was just gonna add to that. Sorry,
how
sorry.
did you guys get involved together? That's
well,
what I was thinking of earlier today. I'm like, how the fuck did this happen?
apparently Canal and I were dating about. I'm kidding.
I knew it.
He wishes, bro.
To be honest, I don't remember. I don't remember anything from before my accident. I don't remember anything. So Canal, you can tell it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I used to be a professional magician back in the day, and it's something that did you know that, Davey?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
I thought
I
you were
did a
fucking
bunch of
with me.
No, I was dead. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I just showed Bobby some mind-blowing tricks
Yeah.
yesterday, didn't I?
We
Yeah.
one of them I couldn't figure out. I was like, what? How the hell is he doing this?
Boosh, blew his mind.
I knew.
Um, but yeah, no, I did that more as a passion project and something that's my hobby. But I ended up getting paid to do it. I was on doing a lot of TV stuff like that, very similar to Bobby's trajectory, but he continued with this as a career.
Right.
And then at some of his events and just like just other events that we've both been at, we've met throughout the years and kind of like stayed in touch that way, right? So it was very much more on like I would say like on a professional basis. And then we kind of like reconnected and we had kind of gone back and forth and it was just a lot. And like I've also gone through so much in the past 3 years. Bobby same. So things happen where you just completely lose touch with people as well, right? And then
Sure.
we
There
kind
you
of
go.
we kind of reconnected and we started chatting and I told Bobby about my idea and it was more of a catch up where I was telling him about what I've been through, he's been telling what he's been through, and then we kind of I started thinking these my mind started working. I'm like, how can we use our skill set, mine and his, where we can kind of work on like a comeback tour together.
Mhm.
But I'm not the magician. I'm not the performer, right? Bobby's the performer. I'm on the business side. So I do pretty much everything else. So business management, operations, show production, host. I'm going to host the show, which is going to be great. And then really just helping Bobby be the best performer he can be. You know what I mean? So like yesterday
Post
we were
post coma. Yeah.
Post coma, that's right.
post
Yeah.
coma. Yes, correct. Post coma. And because you know what, so much has changed also for Bobby, I think, because when you go through something like that, where there's brain damage, or there's where you completely you lose your memory and you don't remember, you come out a very different person.
It's not
Yeah.
brain injury.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brain trauma,
brain injury,
brain trauma.
brain trauma, right?
Brain. Actually,
I've
the right term is a traumatic brain injury.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've also had a traumatic brain injury through getting off of SSRIs.
So that's TBA. That's traumatic brain. You acquired it. So it's an
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a hit or like a like physical. It was, the synapses kind of like shrunk back after I got off the SSRIs.
Wasn't traumatic.
Sorry?
It wasn't trauma. It was acquired.
It was acquired. Okay, yeah. So what happened was I basically lost myself.
Right.
I had no idea who the fuck I was anymore. And this is from getting off of one anti-anxiety medication.
Wow.
And I went through this whole fucking spiritual journey. I'm sure my audience is sick of me talking about this, but in your sense, it's very similar, because it's kind of like you're trying to become who you were again, like the snake that eats its tail, right? Like the Ouroboros.
Right.
You're trying to come full circle back to who you once were. You still are the same person,
Right.
but you just haven't, reconnected with your full self again, I think.
Right. Right. No, you're right.
You look different. You seem a little bit different, like the way that you sound from what I saw in your videos, like the Steve Harvey video and all these other videos and shit. I started watching them just to get prepared for today, to see kind of like what you do, right?
Right.
And wow, you had this fucking enormous presence about you. You're an amazing performer,
Thank you.
and we're gonna see that again.
Yes.
That's what we're doing, then. That's what the whole Reborn tour is all about, right, Bobby?
Yes.
It's
100%.
about, so, we're going to explain at the show, we're going to talk about, why Reborn, why we picked that, and what it means to Bobby.
Shedding the skin and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes, shedding the skin, kind of like being reborn after going through some really crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And, the difference between, let's say, my trauma and my PTSD is that, yes, I have changed through lessons, but my lessons were more external lessons, internally, but external things. But I didn't lose my memory. I didn't have that kind of trauma to my brain. It was more to my body.
Sure your
Right.
finger. Oh. Sure your hand.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
finger's crazy. Right?
Yeah, I've had a few comments from people watching the video. They're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. And that's just one of my injuries. I've got a few other injuries too. It's just that I don't need to, they don't look like this. But it's at the end of the day, it's about really being resilient and persevering in the worst of times, and being down where you feel that, hey, I'm at rock bottom right now. Like, where has my life gone? And we all have those times of the pity party, right? And it's okay. It's okay to have a pity party. I think you and I talked about this before, Davey.
Yep.
And I think Bobby, you and I have also talked about this at some point, that it's okay to have a pity party, but a pity party is not going to change your circumstance.
I know one thing, that when you reach a level, like when you're at a high level and you have something traumatic happen, you drop further down. And when you land, it's worse. It hurts more. So being that high, you might fall. And if you're that high, your fall is going to be a lot worse. So that's why when you fall, like when I was right there, and I fell all the way to the bottom. So I had to relearn everything and regain my experience, and learn how to talk, learn how to walk, learn how to do all that stuff. So, and through that process, there's a lot more trauma too, with women, with exes, with money and whatever, family, and I'm just rebuilding everything now. It's hoping to put it together properly. And I got you on my side, so you and I are dating now.
It's a little menage a trois right here, guys. Don't worry. Bobby's in the middle.
I'll be in the middle.
Make
But
a
no, I
meat
mean, like, just
sandwich.
yeah, exactly. We'll do a metal magic trick. But no, honestly, I mean, like, I just wanted to say like how uh blessed I feel and grateful I am to be on this journey with Bobby as well. And I think he feels the same way as well.
100%.
You
100%.
know, and it really is teamwork, you know, and everything we do together. There are times where, you know, we may have differences or, you know, we may annoy each other every so often, right? But we're bros. Like we're in this together
Yeah.
because my success is his success is my success.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality that I have. Otherwise, you know, there are just too many people who are just very selfish in life, where they
Yeah.
only think about themselves. It's all about what me, and what can I gain from everybody else.
Right.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
so when Bobby was at his top, at his peak, a lot of his friends or the people that loved him were there because of who he was in that moment and what they could gain from him. And that always happens.
Absolutely.
It's happened to me. It happens to me. Like, you know, I mean, I went through a reset. I completely understand. Um, but you know what? What matters is the people who are there for you when you're at rock bottom,
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
right? When you have nothing to give them, when you're almost like a burden to them,
Right.
you know? But they still stick around. They're still there for you. And they are like, you know what? And they just hold space for you. And you will have some people who just hold space. You may not see it all the time. Then you got some people who you live with or are just around you and they just are like your core team. Right? And that's all that matters. You know, I know, Bobby, I know you're used to this, you know, having lots of friends and acquaintances, right? Where you're at the top of the world and then all that stuff changes. But I bet you that you are as stressed and as motivated and driven as you are right now, but I think you're more at peace,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because with all that other stuff comes a lot of stress too,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
But
you look at people that are at the top and you think their life is so great. Like David Blaine is one of my best friends. And David tells me, everyone looks at me like, oh, I'm this celebrity magician that's doing so good, but I had problems that no one knows about. And it's like, okay, well, tell me, I'll help you out. So I've talked to him a lot about problems too. So he's not that happy guy that you think he is, but he's got problems just like everybody else. So
To
you
be
know,
honest, he doesn't portray himself as a very happy individual when he's performing either.
well, you see, his performance is to come across very mono and very,
Right.
direct. It's that quiet tone. Pick a card, any card.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like
the dark, mysterious dude. Yeah.
it is dark. Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like
I
it.
fucking love it.
Yeah, and I think what Kunal and I are trying to do is kind of bring that dark side of me back to on stage, where in front of an audience, where people can watch this show and feel like, okay, this is really good, but it's there. It's like in that zone, right? So I want it to be I want it to be powerful.
I think you should just freak out as many people as you can and make it seem like you're like this dark wizard.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
'Cause that's
but
what
but
is fucking amazing. Like I love watching shit like that. Like a lot of people are like talking about, there's a lot of people in my uh field, let's say, of podcasting where a lot of people are turning to Christ and the light side and whatever you want to call the light side, and they're trying to reject the darkness. And I'm like, no, I think you have to balance the darkness and the light, right?
Right, right,
There's got to be a balance because you can't go on one either side full tilt. You
right.
have
you
to
got to
have
take
that
the
middle ground.
bad with the good. You got to take the bad with the good and the good with the bad.
Yeah,
People who
Absolutely.
only take the good and only focus on, like it's like those people who say, "Oh, thank God. Oh, I
Right.
praise God for all the good things that have happened in my life. Well, yo, you gotta praise God for all the bad shit too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because if that's what you believe, then it's all coming from the same place, man. Bad shit is
It
not
is.
about everybody else. Oh, somebody else did it to me. No, man, you got to show some accountability and be like, you know what? I may not have done this to myself, but I also had a role to play.
100%. Yeah. I
You
like
know,
to
but
take the neutral stance with everything, religion, politics, everything. The two demonized things to talk about is religion and politics.
Right.
But I like to take the middle ground, the gray area, and just look at both sides and go, what the fuck are you guys doing? Right. Because if you take one side or pick a side, if you pick a side and that's all you're going to do, then you're going to be lumped into the category of somebody who's fucking insane because both sides are insane.
it's never going to be good enough, bro. It's never going to be good enough.
Right.
You know, it's
Religion,
always going to be extremes.
religion and politics is like red pill, blue pill.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And that's why, with the Reborn tour, like Bobby was saying, we really wanted to kind of connect with our audience. The whole point of the tour is, and for the Reborn brand is, Bobby explaining and talking to the audience and really engaging with the audience, and telling them, what that means to them or to him, so that they can start thinking about what that means to them. So
Right.
when they come to the show, everyone's excited. Hey, Bobby Motta's back. Great.
Mhm.
When they leave, I don't want them to leave and think, hey, what a great magic show.
Mhm.
No, we want them to think, wow, that was powerful. That was amazing. That like we learned so much about Bobby. He opened up and showed his vulnerable side so much, and that's hard to find,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? The
Mhm.
people who are truly, when I say successful, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about who have a lot of growth and are inspirational are the ones that can show their vulnerability side, especially to like the masses,
Yeah.
right? And so Bobby's gonna tell his story and incorporate his performance into that, and it's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. This Saturday at the Red Sandcastle Theater in Toronto at 7:30. We have a VIP package as well. There's two ticket packages. There's a $40 ticket package where you show up at 7:30. The theater can hold about 45 people. It's like stadium seating. It's not a very big venue, so it's actually ideal. You can sit anywhere. And then we have a $60 VIP package where you show up about 15 minutes or 45 minutes before the show at 6:45. You get like a meet and greet with Bobby. We have like a giveaway for our VIPs as well, which is it's cool. It's a surprise. You'll have to see.
Up close and personal.
And
Fun.
up close and personal, yeah, exactly. And Bobby's gonna do like a little private exclusive show for you for the VIPs as well.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, it's gonna be super exciting. This Saturday it came out of nowhere. It was one of those things where Bobby and I've been planning for October 11th as our kickoff show for the tour. And somebody reached out who is a performer and magician himself, and he he just started his own production company, and he said, I want to get Bobby on the show. And it went from being a 8-minute or 10-minute guest appearance to the entire show. And
Right.
But
so
Maddie,
it's for Maddie. Exactly. Maddie, you're the best.
Maddie he's amazing. He's a magician with no hands.
He has no hands.
Oh shit! No way.
No
I'll
hands.
send you his link, Davey. I
I
have
actually
mad respect
followed
for
him
this guy.
already. I followed him
Oh,
already, but he hasn't
nice.
accepted.
He was on
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's wild.
he was on
He,
Penn Teller. He's done a lot of great things. He's a great performer. He's been my friend for years, and yeah, it's great. I'm looking so forward to this.
he's a great guy, man. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Penn and Teller, and he fooled them
Yeah,
on the show.
Oh,
He fooled them.
nice.
So it was dope. Yeah, and
It's
very
not easy
amazing
to do.
performer. Not easy to do. And I mean, like if you think about it, like no hands. Like I got one finger. I'm a lefty, and I've had to like retrain to like use my other hand. But for him, he still functions and he does everything and he lives a normal life.
it's crazy. He knows how to
It's
deck of cards with no hands. He makes phone calls with no hands. He does everything we do with
He
no
ties shoelaces with no hands. Like what the hell? This guy's like
hands.
you a
I do it
sorcerer?
all with my fucking mind.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
and
a dope
and
guy, man.
I say that jokingly and facetiously, but that's what he does.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you have to use your fucking mind if you don't have your
Willpower, bro.
limbs or your hands.
yeah, yeah.
Willpower. I
Right?
mean, like,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's why, like, I have so much like love and respect for the guy, like he really wants to help as much as he can, and he's a real one, Bobby and I've been talking that and we touched on this as well, where when you're in your lowest and at your lowest, the people that show up for you, those are your people,
Right, right.
not the people who only show up when you're doing good again.
Exactly, exactly.
You know, those
Yeah,
people are just
absolutely.
acquaintances.
yeah. The
Those are acquaintances.
people that show up when you're at your lowest, that's your family. That's
Absolutely. Yeah.
the true people that are connected right to you. The people that show up right when you're at your lowest and understand what you're going through and respect and love you and all that stuff.
Just love you for who you are and not
I,
just your fucking
I,
abilities that they can gain from.
I got to tell you, I love that beard.
Thank you, sir.
If I ever see you, I'm gonna play with it a little bit.
You're gonna see him on the October 11th, bro.
October 11th for sure.
Good. I'll use it in one of my
What's that?
I'll use it in one of my tricks.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Point
Yeah.
me out and bring me up.
I'll bring you up, I'll pull a rabbit out of your beard. Or a cockroach.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of things that live in here. Bobby, how did you get started in this whole thing, man?
Well, I've been asked that a lot. So when I was around 9, 10 years old, my uncle showed me a trick, and it was like one of those easy, like store tricks, whatever, with read the instructions and do it type of thing. And showed it to me, and it blew my mind. I was like, wow, I would love this. And then I realized that I wasn't so much interested in the actual effect itself, but more so in how it worked. And when I learned how it worked, I became more in love with the actual secret of how it works. So then
Sure.
I started getting into it and learning how to do things. And I was more interested in the way things were done, not what they did at the end. And I started learning things, and then I started building a love for creating things. So I became a creator of some of my own things. I actually created a whole bunch of stuff. A couple of them are used by big names like David Blaine, Chris Angel, and all those. That Copperfield uses one of my effects, and I started making these effects. And my brain kind of works in certain zones. So for me, like when I'm sitting on the toilet, I'll have a pen and paper in case something comes to mind. So I have my thinking zones, and those ideas and those props, they become evident while I'm in those zones. So I put them together. I get builders. I put them together, and they did well.
That's awesome.
And
What age did you start actually, doing this for a living?
probably 19 or 18 years old, 18 or 19, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I started doing it, and so when I first started doing this, I started doing shows for kids. It was more like a kids musician, so I did kids shows, and kids shows paid all the bills, and I was doing like 5 or 6 different kids shows every day, and I was making a lot of money doing that. And then someone, actually, Penn from Penn and Teller, told me, he said, Bobby, if you really want to get to the top of this, don't do kids shows anymore. Find a theater and just do the adult shows. So I put an adult show together, like a package together, and I got a theater in Vaughan in Ontario, and I started doing shows there. And it became so powerful that theater was packed 4 times a week, every week, 4 times a week for 17 years. 17 years. And that theater held about 200 people. So 200 seats, 4 times a week for 17 years. And I became so good at what I did that people started reaching out to me, like David Blaine and Chris Angel and Copperfield. And they were like, we want to learn what you do here. We want to learn what you do there. We want to, they wanted me to consult for them. So David Blaine flew me to New York, had me stay at his house, teach him a few things. Chris Angel had me to go there. David Copperfield called me and had me go over there and build something for him. Who else? it blew up. It became really powerful.
That's wild, man. Artist collaboration, man. That's where it's at. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like even in my in my podcasting community, that's what we're all doing. We're all gathering together and bouncing ideas back and forth and trying to help each other grow.
Together.
It's yeah, it's fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I was gonna say, Bobby, why don't you tell him the Al Pacino story?
Oh, so about 10 years ago, I got a call from a booking agent, and he said, "We have someone who wants to book you for an event at his house for his friends and his family, and it's in LA. Are you able to go on this day?" And I said, "Sure." I go, "Who's it for?" He goes, "We're not going to tell you. It's a surprise."
Oh shit.
I flew there, and there's a guy in the airport with a sign that said Bobby Motta, and I walked up to him and I said, "I'm Bobby." He goes, "Do you know where you're going?" I said, "They didn't tell me." And he goes, "Okay, I'll tell you." He goes, he pulled over halfway there. He pulled over. He goes, "Okay, so I don't want you to freak out when you get there because you're going to Al Pacino's house." And I was like, I freaked out a little bit, went there, and Al Pacino came to the door, said hello, nicest guy in the world, and it was amazing. I did a great show for his friends and his family. And Al Pacino said, "I know your flight leaves tonight, but do you want to stay in my guest house? And I'll get you to the airport tomorrow morning and I'll book you your flight." And I was like, let me think about it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yep, okay.
Get this.
That's amazing.
Get this. Al Pacino sent his cook, he had a cook that lived in his house, sent his cook home, and Al Pacino made me breakfast, bacon and eggs.
Wow.
Rolled it in, and he goes, "I made you breakfast myself. I made you some bacon and eggs. Is that okay with you?" I was like, yes. I was like, wow, I can't believe this is happening right now. It's crazy, crazy.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, great story, man. I love that.
yeah. The end.
And yeah, the end. But yo, it's just and what I love is that you went after your dreams, Bobby, and you were working on it, you were getting up there, and it's like a learning experience. And I think you have learned so much even till now, going through everything you've gone through, and I think it's also very humbling in many ways, right? So it's like to go from there to now here, and now we're rebuilding. I'm telling you, man, you and I, we're gonna kill this. This reborn tour is gonna be amazing. We're setting up so many different venues right now. I'm in talks with so many different venues. Um, Even the venue that we're opening at for our kickoff show, the Tee Up Golf Lounge in Etobicoke. These guys are open to doing a weekly show with us. It's really on us to decide if it's the right venue for us, and we'll know that after our first and second show.
Right.
Mhm.
So and there's a few other venues that I know we can get like a weekly show. The hardest thing about a weekly show, and this is what people might not always get, is that so like the show that we're doing next week, it's on us to fill the seats. We have to fill the seats,
Right.
right? The venue is not filling the seats. Sure, the venue will help us promote and all that kind of stuff, but really it's on us and our network and our team.
Yeah.
Which is why through social media, we're sending it out, we're posting so much, we're doing as much as we can, we're getting other people. I ask people straight up, it would be great if you can like, share, and comment on this post. It really help us out.
Mm.
And most people will do it.
Yeah.
Most people will do it. Actually, no, that's not true. Some people will do it.
Some very few, actually.
Yeah, very few.
I don't
Because
understand why, because I don't know. I always had the mindset where if I like something or an artist or something, I want to get their name out there, especially if they're like not famous. I want to try to boost them up. And that's what my podcast has always been about. So it's a blessing that you guys came on tonight because this is what I love to do is to help people try to be successful, even if I'm not that successful. I just,
yeah,
for the love of doing it, that's why I love doing it. Right.
but you know the saying, right? If you can't do, you coach, you teach.
Right.
Right.
right? It's that just because you don't do it yourself doesn't mean that you don't have the knowledge to teach other people, right?
Right.
So you build yourself up through that. Success is not always about money. Yes, is money important? Yes, it makes the world go around, unfortunately.
We
You know,
did
when people
discuss
say,
this, Kunal, in our last episode. Yeah.
when people say, I was just talking to somebody today and she's like, oh, I sent her a reel and it was about relationships and love and kind of talking about how, there it's how you get through the tough times when you're in love, right?
Right.
And the struggles. And she tells me, well, love shouldn't be a struggle. And I said, if you think that, you're delusional.
Absolutely.
If you think that there's no struggle and challenges in love and everything should be easy, you're that's not even a real relationship.
You're not ready for it.
You're not ready for it. And then what happens is
Yeah.
when it and I'm gonna quote my 9-year-old son. We were in the car yesterday and we were talking about success and failure and business and trying and not giving up and relationships and friendships. And my son tells me, Dada, if you if you only do well all the time, you'll never know how to do better. You have to not do well and fail. That's how you learn.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
was like, I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, holy shit,
How
Wow.
old is he?
9.
9. Unreal.
Dude, this is not his first incarnation on this planet.
But I'll tell you where he gets that from. I'll tell you where he gets that from. Me. Because, and I'm not saying this in a to like toot my own horn or anything. I'm saying that my purpose in life is building a legacy for my boys to have this mindset that you don't give up, you help other people, you persevere. If you have a goal, you keep at it. If you fail, it's not the end, it's just a learning curve. You keep going, you find a different way to get to your goal. Basically
Right.
what I teach them. And
Right.
what I preach also, even on social media and to my friends and everybody really, is
Mm.
because I believe in that. I
Right.
believe in
Yeah.
that, right? It's the whole beast mindset philosophy that we were talking about from the previous podcast. And I realized that my son, who is 9, has been listening to me talk on podcasts, on social media, see me making content, talking to people for so many years that it's ingrained in his head exactly what I want. So, I mean, it's unbelievable, but it's so true. It's so true.
I love it.
Mhm.
And that's legacy, like you said, you're building legacy, but it's not necessarily money based. It's not monetary. It's about the mindset.
Right.
Yeah,
And I
because
love
Bobby,
that. I love that.
yeah, and Bobby and I had this conversation just a few days ago actually and I asked him, I said, do you want your kids and your grandkids to look back and be like, oh, our granddad made a shitload of money and he was really famous and blah blah blah, but we never saw him, or he was a douchebag, or
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. Yeah.
he was a fucking asshole, basically, right?
Yeah.
Right? Or
Yeah.
would you rather them say, he went after his goals, he did all of these great things, but yet he always made time for us. He always preached and kind of paid it forward
Right.
for the younger generation and just tried. And what is the goal? The goal is to make this world just last a little longer,
Right. Right. Right.
right? And that's what the Reborn tour is, just coming back to that. That's what it's all about. It's about kind of shedding that old skin, right, Bobby?
Yeah. Yep.
And coming into yourself now, who you are now. That's all that matters.
Right.
Who
Right.
you were means jack shit.
Well,
People will remember those things.
who I was died. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, you have kept, the essentials of who you are on the inside. Your soul is the same.
Mhm.
But exactly what you said, who you were died. And it's who you are now and who you aspire and become is
Right.
all that matters.
Right. Right. Right.
Bobby, you have you're very fortunate to have this guy in your corner, man, because I've known this guy since like grade 6, and
Yeah.
for some fucking weird reason, he just popped into my head one day, and I was like, where is this guy? What is he doing now? So I looked looked up on Instagram. There he is, and he's like fucking speaking, motivational speaking. I'm like, holy shit, look at this guy. I
Wow.
fucking love this. And then we reconnected. We did a podcast together, and now it brings us here right now. You know.
Right. I was gonna break up with him, but then I thought, you know what, things were working out, so I'm gonna keep him.
I'm not gonna say anything right now.
Oh, you guys are so gay for each other.
Oh man.
Bobby, can you, if you don't mind, could you tell me what it was like uh in a coma? Do you not remember anything? Were you dreaming at all?
It's funny that you say that because I've been asked that question a few times. And to be quite honest with you, I was crossing the street, I got hit by the car, I went into coma, and it's like going to bed at night and waking up in the morning. 5 months later, I woke up and I was like, where's my car? It's the last thing. I remember waking up saying, where's my car?
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's like when you go in for an operation, you get the anesthetic. It's like
Yeah.
boom. As soon as the needle goes in, you're out and you right back out, right back up. It's like I fucking call anesthetic. I call it a time travel drug because it's like boom, boom. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's exactly what.
So it's the same thing, right?
You know, I'm lucky I
Time
woke
travel
up
drug.
because the doctors told my family the chances of him making it are very little. We've never seen anyone get hit by a car at 80 kilometers while walking and surviving it. So if he actually survives this, it's a miracle. And I woke up, you know, and thank God, you know, I woke up. And I think the reason why I woke up is I have children. I have 4 kids, and I don't think, you know,
It
God
wasn't your time.
my time. It wasn't my time. So
Yeah.
whoever that thing we call God is, whether it's the universe or God or whatever higher power it was, just wasn't my time. It wasn't my time.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think you're meant for bigger and better things. And here we go with the Reborn tour, man.
Sure.
How many do you have like tour dates planned? And how many do you have, or what's going on with that?
You got to talk to Kunal because he's the one
We've
managing.
got I got you, bro. I got you. I'm right here. Right now we've got 3 dates already confirmed. We've got September 14th, which is this coming Saturday at the Red Sandcastle Theatre in Toronto. That's our sneak peek show to the tour, or for the tour. Then we have our kickoff show on October the 11th. It's a Friday at 8 o'clock at the Tee Up Golf Lounge in Etobicoke. And then we've got our next date, which is also confirmed. It's December 7th. It's also at the Tee Up Golf Lounge in Etobicoke. However, we will have multiple other events being confirmed over the next couple of weeks throughout the time. You know, our goal is to be performing on the regular, right? So
yeah, like hopefully you have more dates in between October 11th and December 7th,
we will,
right? Yeah,
we will.
So it's just like you're just getting the ball rolling here, right?
I mean, I'll give you a perfect. Sorry, Bobby, 1 second. I was just gonna say that the venue that we're doing our kickoff at, they are ready to give us as many dates as we want.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really about us knowing that, hey, is this the right venue for us based on noise, based on capacity, based on setup? Who knows, right? We'll only know after
multiple dates at the same venue.
Yeah, we'll only know once we've done a couple of episodes and a couple of shows, and so you know we'll have a better idea after October 11th. But I was talking to the owners and the show organizers, or actually we are the show organizers, but the owners and the promoters for that venue, and they're completely on board. It's really on us, which is nice position to be in, right? Where we get to decide if we want the venue or not versus the other way around. And then I'm also in talks with a few other, I'm not going to drop any names right now, but a few other venues and hotels about getting Bobby in as a regular, like resident mentalist, where they can use him for either, you know, their own events or kind of promoting us to their venue, their clients and corporate clients and stuff as well. So there are a lot of good things happening. We're just building, I mean, a perfect example. We started promoting Reborn. This is week 2, okay? Last week was week 1. In the first week, we sold 30% of our tickets for the October 11th show, our kickoff show. In 1 week of promoting, and we weren't even promoting every day, right? I was promoting quite a bit, but not every day. But just the hype about, because all of a sudden, I post a trailer that we created for the Bobby Motta Reborn. Davey, have you seen it?
I saw that. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So I post this trailer. Social media goes bonkers, right? Everyone's posting, everyone's congratulating Bobby about the comeback. Everyone's so happy. DMs are going back and forth. Lots of things are happening. So now we're at that point where, look, we are working on some big projects. We've got another huge project. I cannot talk about it, and neither can you, Bobby. But we're working on a huge project right now that's going to come to fruition next year. And it's going to...
David?
Yes. Shush, 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 shush. Bro, I just no talk.
It's big. Big. It's really big.
It's a big project, but you know what? A lot of it has to do with the Reborn tour,
right.
How the Reborn tour goes. It's all part of one big master plan that we have.
Okay.
And it's really about inspiring and motivating people to look at Bobby as an example and a role model so that they can also achieve, greatness.
Their dreams. Yeah.
Greatness. And we were just at another performance this past weekend for a magician named Hadlin. And he was talking about a story that he has a tattoo on his arm that his grandmother told him, right, Bobby? Grandmother.
Yeah, grandfather.
His grandfather. And it said, leap of faith.
The faith. Yeah.
Leap of faith. And what does it mean to him and what it should mean for others about just, when you really want something, when you truly believe in something, you got to take that leap. Otherwise, you're going to always have those regrets. And it's something that, you and I have talked about, Davey and Bobby, about just that mindset philosophy of shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I just recently discovered this. I'm a huge music fan, right? I'm a music junkie. And I just recently discovered this punk band. And I fell so in love with them. And then I found out that the singer passed away last year. So I'm like, fuck, I guess there's not going to be new material, right?
Oh.
But they have this one song called Six Wave Hold Down. And it's basically a song about surfing, but it's an analogy for, there's sets of waves coming in, right? These sets are coming in. Are you going to take this one or the next one or the next one or the next one? Are you going to ride this wave or are you just going to wait till the next one? Wait till the next one. Wait till the next one. No, you got to fucking ride that fucking wave and see where it takes you, right? Don't wait for the next one. Just go for the fucking one that you're on.
Right.
I think the analogy is about missed opportunities. Right.
Exact. That too. Yeah.
So there's a quote that I often talk about. It's a Bruce Lee quote, and it says, "To hell with circumstance, I create opportunities." So don't wait. Like you said, don't wait for an opportunity is gonna come. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But you have to create that opportunity because remember something: people only help people who help themselves.
Right.
Right.
Right. If you sit back and you're like, I'm just gonna let everybody do everything for me, one day that shit's gonna come crashing down, or it's never gonna happen. You're gonna be a dreamer forever.
Yeah.
You okay, bro? You give me a little good back stretch.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Yeah, you're either gonna be a dreamer or a doer or a schemer.
Mm-hmm.
People can easily switch to a life of fucking crime because they either don't want to work for a living, or they don't want to follow their dreams, and so they take the worst opportunity and start following a life of crime.
Right.
You know what I mean? And everybody has those fucking choices that they can make. I just have recently had a friend uh, in my life who he doesn't know what he wants to do, and he's just going to the dark side all the time, and it's not getting him anywhere, right? And I'm trying to fucking tell him, like, you got to find something that you can do and do it on the regular and try to fucking build something as
Mhm.
opposed to like, and he's not even working, right? He's not even working, just living off of government money and shit, right? And it's like, dude, you're so much better than that. Like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
But I think a lot of it has to do with mental illness too, right? Like, there's a
But
lot
I think
of
it's a catch 22. Okay, so you don't work, right? And so you get depressed because your
right,
motivation is really low, right? And then you get depressed because you have no direction in life,
Mhm.
right? You have no direction in life. So now you just get depressed because of that too. No motivation. But because of that, now you can't work, right? So you can't work because you're depressed. You're depressed and you can't work. You can't work because you're
right.
no motivated. You're not motivated because you can't work. It's just back and forth. But I agree with you 100% that uh look, it's a touchy subject about the life of crime. Okay? There are a lot of people who are born into it. Okay? Straight up, they're just born into it. They're born into the life of crime. They have no other option. As in, they don't
My
know any
friend
better
was
until
not
they.
though.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But his was because of he was bored. He was bored. He was bored as fuck,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
happens.
yeah.
That happens too. When you're bored as fuck, right? Then you're looking at just easy money
Right.
to do something that is challenging, that's outside your comfort zone, and the chances are you're gonna pick something that's probably not legit. You know?
Yeah.
I think, like, we've all made mistakes in our lives, but it's about how you kind of bounce back from that.
Mhm. Mhm.
You also know this person, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll tell you off the record later.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's not me.
Yeah, yeah. I got that
I
part.
don't know if you remember him or not, but we'll see later on. But
Yeah,
yeah. Where are we now? Yeah, do you guys let's kind of wrap it up here.
sure.
I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time, but plug away. Give the plugs. Let
Okay.
my audience know where they can find you, Kunal, and
Yeah.
Bobby after.
Okay. I'm gonna do it for both of us, just
And
Yeah.
I'll
because
put the links
I
in,
do
I'll
it,
put
but
the links in
and
the show notes.
yeah,
If you
you
have
put the
like
links in the show
one
notes.
major link, that'd be amazing.
No, so I mean, like, for me, you can find me at on Instagram at Sensei Kunal, which is SenSeiKunal. You can find Bobby at official Bobby Motta or Bobby Motta Reborn. We've got two accounts set up on Instagram as well, so both of them are active. We use both of them. We post on both. So please join us. Connect with us. Bobby's on Facebook as well. If you search Bobby Motta, you'll see him. But the majority of our stuff that we post is on Instagram, and then that gets copied over. Um,
Is there a
and yeah, we're
website?
just BobbyMotta.com. It's
Okay,
more
that'd
about,
be probably the best thing, right?
yeah,
BOBYMOTTA.com.
Yes.
BobbyMotta.com. I don't think the website is fully updated. We need to update it still, but right now we've got different things
You
set
gotta
up.
get
So,
on
like,
that shit.
yeah, I know, we do need
You
to get on
busy
that shit,
fucker.
bro. It's been crazy, but no, I'm super excited. Again, one more thing. This Saturday we've got our sneak peek preview to our Bobby Motta Reborn live tour, September 14th. at 7:30 p.m. at the Red Sandcastle Theatre in Toronto. Our kickoff show is on October 11th, 2024 for our official kickoff. You can get tickets in our bio on both Bobby's and my bio and on Instagram, or if you just search Bobby Motta on Eventbrite, you can find it there as well. Can't wait to see everybody. Super excited to get the tour going. Bobby, any last words?
Pumped. I'm pumped. I can't wait. And I think
I'm excited. I'm excited for both you guys. I fucking love this.
I think going through all my notes and going through my bag of tricks and stuff, I'm pretty comfortable with what I used to do and a few new things. So the show is going to be beyond powerful, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing, man. I hope you guys all come.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there too, bro. I'll be there too.
Okay.
It's going to be great to see you guys both in the flesh. And no offense, Bobby, but especially Kunal, because we haven't seen each other in the flesh in a long time.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I appreciate that. And honestly, like, so many people have been reaching out and saying, "Oh, I can't wait to see and come to the show." And can I sit with you? I'm like, I'm not gonna be sitting. I'm hosting this show. You know, like this is like big time for us. So we're gonna kill it. I'm super excited for us. And Davey, thank you so much for having us on the podcast. Really appreciate you, man. And yeah, to big things, guys.
I can't wait to play with David's beard.
I'll put some honey in it so you make your hands sticky.
Oh, beautiful.
Dude, it's a blessing to have you guys on, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. It's fucking amazing. Thank you so much.
Baby.
Amazing, man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. And you guys be blessed and have a great night.
Thanks, man.
Sensei Kunal, I love you, kiddo.
Love you, bro.
Peace.
Peace.